Darrell, first of all, you've talked a lot about getting the quality of the players up and obviously turning it into results. How are you trying to go about that on the training ground at the moment when you've not got a lot of time?
The thing is, the 3 games that I've obviously come to the club and been manager at, the lads have given me absolutely everything. I always watch the games back. I get the data, get the stats, running stats, sprint stats, all of that us managers get hold of now. And the effort's been outstanding. However, the quality's been lacking. Okay, so how you do that is obviously plenty of work of when we can get on the training pitch, but also making sure that the players, every time they cross the white line, they feel confident. And, the better players than they are showing, I think, on the ball at times. And trying to get that out of them while obviously dealing with the pressures of trying to win games. The players feel that pressure. I understand that, but for me, pressure's a privilege. The players are in a privileged position. The manager's in a privileged position to get that pressure to be able to do something about it.
Leon Legge's been important, as you said, since he's come back into the team. What's the situation then with him between now and the end of the season?
I keep answering this question, Robin. I'm not going to speak about every individual's contracts. Do you know what I mean? Leon Legge, he's got certain things in his contract that I don't really want to go into detail of. It's out there, isn't it? So the more we talk about it, the more it becomes an issue, so to speak. Okay, Leon Legge's defended very well the last few games. I will be picking Leon Legge when I think it's fit and necessary to play Leon in the games. Okay, if someone tells me different, then that'll change. But other than that, he's an important member of the squad who's working very hard to try and get some wins on board and climb us up the table. So that's where we're at with that. And sorry, I can't fill your paper with what you need with that.
No, that clears it up definitely. And looking at the other players you've got in the team, I think what's been clear is your sort of manager seems to be giving everybody a clean slate in the start of the club so far.
Well, you first of all, I think that's the right thing to do, if I'm honest with you, because players go through runs of forms, isn't it? If you go to players that do well at certain clubs and don't do well at other clubs, and you look at the average League One, League Two player that's had a 10-year career span, and in those 10 years, they'll have had bad spells and good spells. So for me, the players have to start with that clean slate, and that's the way we've worked it. That's what I have. I can only pick 11 players. The squad's very top heavy. It's very top heavy in certain positions as well. So some boys might not get the opportunities than others, but that's the nature of the beast. But as a clean slate, as in the training, standards in training has been very high. The intensity has been very good. And now we just want to start getting winning football matches, which is easier said than done.
Has anything surprised you since you joined? Because I'm sure you were aware and you said you knew the squad quite well. What have you kind of learned in the first couple of weeks?
Well, surprised me. Well, there's positives and negatives to that. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to keep the negatives to myself at the minute. I think I've said enough about that. The positives has been the response from the group in whole. There's going to be 1 or 2 changes happening around the place that have been happening around the place. And there'll be more changes as we move forward. But the response has been good. Like I said, the atmosphere has been good. They seem a decent set of lads, but we want them to get them better. Our fans want them to be better. The manager wants them to be better. And that's what we need. We need to raise them quality stakes in the game. So there has been positives, but the negatives we'll keep for another day.
And tough games, of course, ever in League Two, but what you're looking for more of now as you approach another busy
winning the next game, isn't it? I've always been the same. If we'd have won our last previous game, we got done with a great strike at the weekend. We played Salford, who are everyone's favourites to win the league, wasn't it, at the start of this season, because obviously got healthy backing and financial backing, but it's going to be a tough test. They've got some big name players, but like I said before, I won't be fearing Cambridge if we had to play them the next game after we just played them Saturday, and I won't be fearing Salford. We'll be respecting them. We'll be respecting the strengths and certainly trying to exploit the weaknesses. Like I say, good players, but we'll be looking to go up there and pick the 3 points. Or is that across there? There's where I am sometimes.
Brilliant. That's great, Darrell. Thanks very much.
Darrell, you've mentioned a couple of times about fitness. I just wondered, is it possible to improve that at this stage of the season, or is that something that can only be done in pre-season?
Do you know what, Mike? It's very difficult with the turnaround in games, but you can, there's certainly work going off with the ones that aren't involved to try and get them fitter and sharp, if that makes sense. The ones that are maybe not playing the most of the minutes. I have been disappointed with obviously the amount of injuries we picked up this season. I've been disappointed with what I think the fitness level should be. but it's been hard doing that with the games and trying to progress and obviously getting the game plans right for the game. So there's a lot of things that go into that mix, Mike, but it'd be something I'm looking to improve, not just over the course of the next 8-9 weeks of the season, but while I'm as manager. Fitness for me, we've got a big pitch at Port Vale. We've got a great pitch as well. You know, it's a decent pitch. We can have it widened as well next season if we wanted to as well. And I want fit and athletic players that can get about a football pitch, because that energy wins your football games. And the minute I'm having to make decisions where I can't play, I don't feel I can play certain players the amount of games and minutes because they're going to break down from injury, which is never good. And I also feel like I'm having to bring players off because they're not keeping the maximum levels of the fitness. Okay, so something I've discussed with a group of players, what I've discussed with my staff, there'll be 1 or 2 changes in that department of how we move forward. And we'll see how those levels increase as my time as manager is here.
Was that the case with Monty on Saturday that you just managed him, or had he picked up something?
No, Monty had a slight niggle. He had a slight niggle, so that was a precaution, to be honest with you. So we're hoping he's going to be available for tomorrow night, but he was certainly maybe turned into something a little bit worse. He's had 1 or 2 injuries this season, as Monty. So that was a caution decision, because I thought he was having a good game, to be honest with you. First 45, he's doing quite well. So, but hopefully pulling him off early is not going to rule him out for very long.
You mentioned that you haven't really got a natural replacement for Luke Joyce, but how did you feel that the midfield did on Saturday with that adjustment you made?
I thought Tom had a lot better game with the ball. I thought it covered the areas well. I thought we were better with the ball in spells. Don't get me wrong, I'm not running through hoops, Mike, you know, but we were better in spells at time with the ball. But we need to get obviously a lot better with that.